What is going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video I'm going to be going over my ranking of the seasons of The Flash, so let's get into it. Coming in number 6 is season 5. Overall, I don't really like this season. It's kind of difficult to rewatch, and that's a lot of because the main villain, Cicada, is there the whole season. There's no other different villains. Towards the end, they kind of do that, but for the main chunk of the season, it feels that there's only Cicada, and that's makes some redundant stories. A lot of episodes will end with Cicada almost getting captured, then escaping, and for the hero, Cicada almost killing them, but they escape in the end. So it just felt like they kept redoing and reusing different plots for different stories. There's a couple good episodes in it. With the 100th episode, I think, was with them time traveling back and going to different parts of the story with Nora. I thought that was cool. And the finale was really cool with the return of the Reverse Flash. But overall, I did not think that this season was very good. The Wells in the season was Sherlock Wells, and I did like his character growth through it. But overall, yeah, this wasn't the best season of The Flash. Obviously, it's last on my list. Coming in number 5 is season 6. In this season, Ramsey Rosso is the main villain. He infects people with his blood. He's also known as Bloodwork later on. And the first half of the season is mainly focused on the crisis event and the possibility of Barry disappearing or dying in that. Which is fine. It was an okay story beat, but Russo was left as the main villain for the first half, but he wasn't a very strong villain. Like, I don't mean like his actual powers wise, I just mean like character wise, he wasn't the best villain. He seemed like he would be a one-off character or a one-off villain in most seasons of The Flash. And after the crisis event, Iris gets stuck in the mirror, which is the rest of the season. I disagree with that decision, but I think that kind of drags the story on a bit. They kind of held that through the whole season, which I thought was poor decision, and it makes the whole season drag on and kind of takes away from it, especially with Mirror Iris out there. And all of that. The best story beats in the second half, of course, is Ralph Dibny and Sue Dearborn, or Dearborn, whatever, as they kind of interact, and it's pretty fun to watch. It's actually really funny. Pretty much everything with Ralph Dibny is funny. And Barry losing his speed was a strong plot of the season. Coming in number 4 is season 4. In the beginning of the season, the team tries to bring Barry out of the Speed Force, which, with them doing that, creates a whole new batch of metahumans. The villain in this is the Thinker, and that's kind of where my problem comes with the season. I do enjoy it for the most part. A lot of it I like. However, the whole bit where Barry is framed for killing DeVoe and then he goes to prison kind of drags on, and it seems like a strange story plot. I didn't really like that part of it, but I did like the introduction of Ralph Dibny, and I felt that his character really adds to the team dynamic. And this has the wedding of Barry and Iris, and probably one of my favorite crossovers in all of the Arrowverse. So I like this season, but it's still not one of my favorites. Coming in number 3 is Season 2. Overall, I really did enjoy this season. It has fun action sequences and introduces probably my favorite Wells character in Harry. Along with that, it introduces the multiverse to us, which brings about a whole new series of threats, including the main villain Zoom. Jay Garrick is introduced in this as a mentor to Barry, even though he has lost his speed. And it turns out that he is actually Hunter Zolomon and Zoom. We are also introduced to Wally West, Joe's long-lost son. The season overall is a lot of fun. It is paced extremely well, which is a main issue of mine with the other seasons on my list. And I think it's probably has some of the best writing of all the seasons. Coming in second and runner-up is Season 1. This is the first season, and it does a good job of putting you into the world of The Flash. It helps to introduce Barry and show you his backstory, allowing for him to be a very convincing character throughout the season. All the supporting characters introduced, like Cisco, Caitlin, Joe, Iris, and Henry Allen, are great, and they all add something to the show. The plot of the Man in Yellow and them figuring it out throughout the season is very fun and intriguing to see them work that out as a team. And the Reverse Flash is probably the best main villain in all of the seasons so far. So number 1 and my favorite season of The Flash is Season 3. From the first episode with Flashpoint and after they return, it is well paced throughout the whole season. The plot of Dr. Alchemy giving the metahumans of Flashpoint timeline powers again is a very cool story. In it we get my second favorite Wells, HR, who actually isn't a genius like the other Wells, which makes for an interesting dynamic with the team. Although the show gets darker with the threat of Iris dying looming over it, it still works well. The characters like HR help to lighten the mood in certain dark scenarios, and there are many interesting crossovers. Also, they introduce a assistant to Barry, well, not an assistant, but a partner in his crime lab, Julian Albert, who actually has pretty interesting arc and is a good addition to the Flash family. It introduces Jesse Quick and Kid Flash in it and really expands the Flash family of speedsters, and is a blast to watch, and that is why it is my favorite season. Alright guys, that's the video. If you enjoyed, leave a like down below and consider subscribing to the channel, and tell me in the comment section what's your favorite season of The Flash. Anyway, that's the video. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.